Hi again everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. So I feel I'm in a somewhat good position to buy back into Lucid stock, and I believe right now is a great time to do so. First and foremost because I believe the company is in a great position moving forward. However, I also believe the stock has perhaps been oversold in recent times, especially following the expiry of the January 18th lockup period that I was watching for on this channel quite closely. I believe that right now potentially presents a good discounted price to buy back into the stock, and obviously with the decreased price expand my holding overall from what it was previously. So in this video I'm going to take a basic look at what has been going on with Lucid Motors stock in terms of the latest developments as well as some of the news and strong outlook for the company. So let's get straight into it. To start with, here is an hourly chart for Lucid for the past 5 months. If we look at the price where the stock peaked back in November at $58 and look at where the stock finished last week's trade at $27.15, the stock has in that time tumbled by over 50%, 56% if we're to be precise. So to me, I have got to be thinking that as Lucid Motors ramps up delivery this year and looks to expand into the lucrative Chinese EV market in 2023, the current $27.15 stock price represents a great buying opportunity. Moving on to a zoomed in chart, for those of you who have been following my stock updates on Lucid Motors, you would know that I exited my position in Lucid back here at $40 per share in the lead up to the lockup expiry. I had speculated that the stock could fall to below the $30 mark if we were to see a mirrored situation to the September lockup expiry. Interestingly, the stock held steady for the day when the lockup did expire, and it even went on to have a modest rise. However, I think as the general market outlook continued to soften, many of those longer term holders of the stock decided to cut losses, particularly in last week's Wednesday and Thursday sessions. To me, this could be a sign that this group may be looking to buy back in at perhaps a discounted level, as the sell-off didn't really occur the week before when it could have. Whether this means the stock could be in for further losses or not is another question, and for that reason I will be watching intently how the stock and the broader market is shaping up heading into Monday and Tuesday's sessions when I look to potentially buy back into Lucid. Moving on to the outlook for Lucid, so anyone who has got into the stock before knows about the promise it has continued to show over many of its competitors. Unlike a lot of EV stocks, Lucid is already delivering vehicles to customers and has the facilities to really ramp up this production, something that is going to be a big part of their plans in 2022 as they seek to expand the footprint of their brand through following a similar non-dealership model like Tesla, which if you haven't been paying attention is clearly working quite well. Part of this expansion is about moving into China in 2023. This touted move has brought about a crowd of doubters for whether or not Lucid could be too expensive in the world's largest EV market in the world. China has a goal of 20% of all new vehicle sales being EV by 2025. However, China already has a number of low-cost EV companies delivering large numbers of vehicles in the country, and also Tesla has already got a bit of a footprint there. I think Lucid can actually succeed here because culturally, and I'm generalizing here, there is a striving for items of status among China's increasingly wealthy echelons of their population. It is almost like a badge to show those around you that you have achieved wealth. I've actually read an article before that it's this desire for status that is believed to have been behind many of the world's large brand name fashion houses having been able to grow as fast as they have in recent years, as more and more of the Chinese population achieves higher levels of wealth. Lucid is packaging itself as a luxury EV, something that it is hoping to establish as a point of difference from Tesla and other EV companies for that matter. They also can boast having the vehicle with the greatest range per charge, which perhaps adds further status to the brand and product. I believe that if Lucid does get a strong take up by the wealthy populations in the USA and other territories that they're expanding to like Europe, then there will be an increased likelihood that many of Chinese wealthy elites will look to buy into the brand. So I do believe that 2022 will be very important for Lucid in trying to get a reputation as being the luxury leader in the EV space, which has been their plan from the start. So moving on, and now that we have reconfirmed that Lucid has big plans in the pipeline, the best news for shareholders is that they have rich backers, particularly through the Saudi Sovereign Fund, which owns 57% of the company's stock. As a result, Lucid is in the enviable position to actually already have enough cash in the bank to fund the expansion to being able to deliver up to 34,000 vehicles a year by 2023. And as such, this means that they are not going to be so much at the mercy of rising interest rates as many other companies, particularly in the EV space, will potentially be under stress from in the coming months and years. So there is a strong sense of financial stability to this company. And if the company is able to achieve their 34,000 vehicles a year, this could mean approximately $2.3 billion in annual revenue. So these are big figures that the company could be achieving within the next 24 months. So you've got to watch this space. To sum up with, you've probably worked out by now that I am a believer in the potential of Lucid Motors. They have the money in the bank and are already progressing along their trajectory to carve out a place in the EV market for having a leading luxury vehicle. So long as they can continue to build their status, I think the company is in for a couple of good years, to which point I believe that puts the current $27.15 share price perhaps at a great entry point for the stock, keeping in mind that it has been at over double this price in just the last 6 months. Not that what I'm saying here is any investing advice, but is more a reflection on what I am looking to do with the stock. You should always do your own due diligence. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Lucid Motors? Has Lucid found its bottom price in the current market sell-off, or do you think it's going to see further eroding to the current price level of $27.15? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time everyone, may the markets trade in your favour. Cheers.